Okay, we just got through doing the testing on that 290 grain NOE projectile with a hollow base, and if you change that hollow pin out and you go with the next smaller size pin, you end up with a 350 grain projectile. And guess what? That's what we're getting ready to test next, and we're staying with the 45 theme, but this time we're going casoul level. So here's our loads. That's the 350. That is loaded up with 24 grains of little gun, and we will see what kind of numbers we get. This should be pretty close to stop any bear on the face of the earth. Pressures and velocities and performance is kind of what I'm hoping for. So we'll see once we get into it. And okay, here we go. 350 grains loaded up in the casoul. We can see their length at the end of the cylinder there. Got a pretty healthy crimp on those, so hopefully there's no crimp jump or anything involved. Still trying to play a little bit to see what the maximum load length is, so we'll kind of figure that out as we go. Okay, so here we go. 350 grain. Let's see where we end up at. Righteous recoil, 1477. Sticky extraction. Primer definitely flattened out some. $14.77 was the last. $14.38. Extraction on that one was a little better. $14.38. Let's see where we're printing so far. Okay, here's our two. Okay, last one was $14.38. I think the one before that was like $14.77. That one was $14.04. Let's see what extraction looks like. Yeah, that was easier. $14.04. That last one we dropped way down low. That could have been me flinching. Like I said, these are serious recoil. Serious recoil. I haven't shot anything that recoils like this in a while. We'll take a look at the brass. I mean, all of them are flattened. That 1400, that wasn't too bad to shoot. And I think that probably the numbers on that 1400 feet with a 350 grain bullet would still be sufficient, I would imagine. So anyhow, let's get those 418 grain big pills out, and we'll send them down the barrel and see what happens. Okay, here is our 418 grain. This is actually a Lee 457 405 grain mold that I downsized. You can see how much case, well, probably you can. The projectiles take up about half of the case, so there's not a huge amount of volume in this. $13.05. Here's our case. It stuck fairly securely into the cylinder, so not happy with the pressure on that. 20 grains. Okay, let's do this again. That was 1282. That was much more in line with what I was expecting. Okay, third and final. $12.86 on that one. Terribly sticky extraction on these. Again, primers don't look terrible. The extraction was bad. Let's see what we end up with. Okay, here's my three. So there's one down around, let me hang it down like this. So there's 1, 2, 3. So all that was within about the size of a hand at 12 yards. Man, that is a nasty round. All right. Okay, final thoughts for today. Needs to be some adjustment on the powder charges for the Casul. Extraction was way too sticky. So just from a standpoint of functionality and being able to quickly reload, some adjustment needs to be made there. Now, one thing I can also tell you is that second shots with, or 350 grain round at 1400 feet a second, or a 418 grain round at almost 1300 feet a second, you're going to get one shot. You're not getting any more than that. And you better hope that it's a well-placed shot. If it is, it's going to do the trick, I think. But you're not going to get a chance unless you are very, very practiced and lucky. You're not going to get a chance on a second shot. I can tell you it's been too long since I've shot anything this large, and the recoil is definitely off-putting to me at this point, not having practice. So anyhow, this is basically where everything printed at: 418, 418, 418, and then you can basically see all the groupings of these were the 290s and the different powder charges. So very similar performance there. So again, my takeaway on this, even though the lighter cartridges don't have the power that the heaviers do, you might be, I don't know if you're better off having more shots versus less. I'm not sure. Something to think about anyway. And practice makes perfect.